going on, guys? Welcome back to this new vlog. Today we have something really cool. This is the Tuesday, the second week of my holiday time, so it had been a bit in the past for you guys. It's probably like releasing like a month afterwards, which is crazy. I've been making a lot of content. First of all, I want to say thank you to all of you. I uploaded one video and instantly 8 extra subscribers, and we got like 600 or if not 700 views already. I don't know at this time when this video releases how many views we have on that one, but insane, crazy, super cool. Thank you so much. I did have some really good feedback regarding the city and the way of how I'm uploading it. I should do more speed builds, so I've uploaded a video before where I've done a speed build. It is not really as good as what I hoped it would be, but hopefully it is better than at least nothing. But that's not why you clicked on this video, because you have seen the title, and it is true. It is really cool. I'm getting a Lego Atlantis retail display item soon, like soon. I just called the store manager because I found it on BrickLink. I found it on the website and it says used condition. Makes sense because this display comes out 2010. It is one that I haven't seen on YouTube even, so I might be the first one that is showcasing you this, and that will be in this video. But yeah, it's gonna be insane. I might pick up something else really cool, really exclusive. It might be Star Wars related. So usually I upload mostly Star Wars content, but this time I thought let's go back to the Atlantis kind of stuff, because that would be super cool to see how that one will come out. Oh, there you go. Look at this, guys. I just picked this up in the store. Sadly I couldn't film. It was too busy. There were a lot of kids around. I made a tiny shot that you can currently see on screen over here, but besides that I didn't record a lot. I had a lot of trouble actually getting this one because they couldn't find it anymore. Apparently they had it in the back because he was actually working on this still, because it was kind of broken. Let me show you what I mean. So as you can see, we have this really cool retail display case. First of all, we have the batteries part. As you can see, it comes with these big D+ batteries. These batteries, well, they need 4 of them to actually make it work inside the case, 4 per module. And well, you can extend its lifetime by just adding 4 more, or even 4 more, or 4 more. It costs a lot of battery. This is only for like its lifetime cycle, because of course when it's in the store you want to make sure that it lasts as long as it's on the shelf. So that is why it comes with so many batteries. Going to the bottom of the case, we have all these wiring. You have these battery boxes being possible to mount. As you see, it has a lot of glue going around, so I assume it should have had 4. Here we have the module that's actually holding everything up. All these cables will be wired through this module over here, and well, then you have a output of a sensor on here, which is working when you just pass by. It turns on as well. And you have the other cable which goes to the top button to actually press, and you can see a cool little light show. Here it is, guys. You can kind of see it. There's a bit of reflection going on. Don't worry, I'll fix that soon. But on here you can see there are 2 display packs, which means there are of course 2 sets in here. And in front here we have the nice portal to Atlantis. They even include a skeleton that is glued to the teeth, which is very funny. They also have a shark inside the shark, which is very funny as well. Over here on the side we have the Atlantis Squad Warrior, which has a very cool squid leg piece, of course. I find this one actually one of the themes that had a lot of these cool elements, like these special molds for animals and stuff. It looks really cool. On the stand over here we do have a shark build. We have one of the divers in the front next to another shark even on a pillar, so that is very cool. Of course there were 2 sharks in the animated show, so maybe that is what it tries to replicate, but it would have been cool to have one on this side and then maybe one like right there in the back. That would have been cool. But over there it has been filled by another Atlantis diver. There is number 3, and I'm pretty sure there was a 4th one. I just need to figure it out where it was. Oh yeah, he's above there with a camera in his hand. All super cool. We have the portal of Atlantis with all those pieces that they had to collect during the show, and an extra one even on the bottom right here, because I think this set came with an extra one, and this set came with all of those ones, so that kind of makes sense why there are a few more in there. But of course, what we all want to see is what happens when we press the button, so let me give you a show. So that's all it does. No, for real, you see some flickering, of course, that is only replicated into the camera view. They are all just static lights, but that's because of the frame rate of the camera compared to the frame rate of the lights. As you see, it just went off because I just moved next to it. That is because, as I mentioned before, there is a sensor over here, which if, like, I think it is an infrared sensor or something, but if someone or something walks by, then it goes off again. So yeah, I think this is a really cool set. Maybe you can spot that there is a bit of dust going around, especially around the shark. You can kind of see it in here where I'm pointing it at my finger. There is a bit of dust going on in this case, so I might have to open it to remove all the dust. Or maybe I should leave it in because of nostalgic reasons. Maybe it's 2010 dust. Now I'm showcasing you the case with the lights off, so here we go in its full glory. As you can see, this is way cooler looking. So yeah, this is where it like literally shines in its full potential. If you have the case here in a darker room, then this is just a perfect representation of what it should have been in the store. Of course, it's not like fully dark in the store, but this is where a product like this really shines. Besides this case that came out of 2010 and has a lot of history behind it of displaying it like this in the store, Atlantis also has a big history. As you might not know, Atlantis was a theme in 2010. I can assume you just came into the Lego space and you don't know about Atlantis. This one was in 2010, was available, only had a lifetime cycle of 3 releases of sets, so it has a small set limitation, but this was actually one of the first, if not the first, Lego animated shows that actually was shown on TV. It included a lot of well-known voice actors. Some of them play in Family Guy, some of them play in their most recent Star Wars Skeleton Crew even. So it has a bunch of people that are actually well known as voice actors and just general like actors in general. So it is kind of fun, me as a Star Wars collector, to kind of, well, I don't want to say this is a Star Wars piece because it's 100% Atlantic, but that it has still some reference, like some webbing going around to actually related to Star Wars. So I'll just keep it on that to kind of break my rule that I had. For me, in general, to find something like this in a secondary store is insane. The way how I found it was actually pretty simple. One of my friends told me across his apartment there was a Lego store opening. I was like, how can it be in a village where you're living, they open a Lego store? So apparently it's not a brand store, but it was a second-handed store. Very lovely people, very nice to go there. They are called BrickPlaats. It's a second-hand Lego store based in the Netherlands, in Os. So if you are looking for a second-hand store with older sets and unique things like these, make sure to check them out. You can also subscribe to their email notification where you can just mark down your set numbers from BrickLink. You could even, if this is still on BrickLink for some reason, you can enter this number in and maybe when they have it available you can buy it. But these things are so niche that it is just insane how I still managed to grab one. I think that is really, really cool. I usually only collect Lego Star Wars. I've put the rule in to only go for Lego Star Wars after 2014 because I just couldn't collect everything. And side themes like these, like we have Power Miners, we have Exoforce, we have Atlantis, all of these themes, they just live for a little bit and then after a few years they just stopped making these and make a new version of it. So before Atlantis we had something Aqua, I think it was. Everything is changing. We had Exoforce, which was kind of the Japanese kind of animated style. Now we have Ninjago. I think that's a pretty good swap, like of like a comparison. But to find something like this, especially in my nearby me, like it was like half an hour drive, to find something like this is just really, really crazy. I actually do have one of these figures, and literally only just a figure. Let me show you. So in my previous videos I was actually trying to find this minifigure that I just spoke of, and I found him, which is cool, but I thought I had the whole set. So I was looking for the diver specifically, because I remember I've seen this dark bluish gray diving piece, so I was like, okay, I should have a diver. So I was looking through it, went through my whole minifig box. Besides the Star Wars one, I have one separate for anything else than Star Wars, and it wasn't in there. So I was like, how is this possible? And then I looked it up on BrickLink. It actually is this shark minifigure, which is also represented in the case, I think 2 or 3 times. So that is pretty cool to have a few more of these. Very cool minifigure head. It's not really rubber. Maybe it is kind of rubber, but it's a very strong rubber piece, which is very cool. Simple, no back printing because the back covers it, and it does have the front printing, of course, going on. So I think that is very cool. But I couldn't find the set, so I was like, how is this possible? So I checked it on BrickLink. This one also came in a magazine. It came in an Atlantis magazine, and that is what I remember having. I should have the trident as well, that is represented here in the case. I cannot find the trident, so I think it's either in my whole bin of random elements that I have to go through still, or I don't know, maybe I lost it somewhere. So I only have the shark minifigure. Maybe I should give him a trident, but yeah, now this one is of course being displayed next to the case. One of the battery boxes broke, that is why I was able to display it as well, separate in hand, how it worked. I'm trying to see if I can use those cables, because it's snapped already, to change it into a kind of a USB connection or something like that, so I don't have to rely on these big D+ batteries, which are huge, can cause batteries to start leaking. I don't want to have that on my displays, neither do I want to have that for this case. Well, it already has some scratches because, guys, it is 2010. How can you preserve something as huge as this for 16 years without any scratches? And either way, I'm trying to change it to a USB connection so I can also plug it into my power socket. I control the lights here via app in this whole attic, and via just using Google. So I thought it would have been nice if I just come into the attic, I can just say to turn the lights on or off, and then this one is also going on or off. I think that makes total sense. I don't need to display it in the dark, as cool as it is, even though if I want to do that I can just manually do it via the app. This one costed me a total of €140, well, 139.99. I think that's a steal. I really think it's a good deal. I couldn't find this on BrickLink. I couldn't find this one on YouTube specifically on like how this worked. So I think overall that this is a really cool case, and it's also now a part of YouTube's history. So now you see 2 cases. If you search on Atlantis Display case, I could only find one particular one in 2 different like YouTube channels. This one I couldn't see anywhere. It is not listed at this point of buying and of recording. It wasn't on BrickLink anymore, besides this one. So to have it in the Netherlands in my like nearby secondhand store, crazy, really. Of course, I would have liked to show you the features and stuff from this set, but it is fully glued because it's a store display. They shouldn't have been out there to sell. For people that want to know the history, these pieces are going to be sent to your local stores. Like, for example, in the Netherlands we have Intertoys, but like you have your typical Toys R Us, for example, or you name them, like all these different retail stores. And they will be used there for display, to display next to their sets, to try to hype up the set and showcase you what you can expect from that build. So usually all the sets will be around it, but nowadays they don't really do these type of cases anymore, where you have like a button to press with lights and like in a display case like this. I've seen one recently actually, but it was just a cardboard piece with 2 cars on there, and that was like the Speed Champions, and it was only a printed background, and that is it. It was just a static kind of display look. I really miss these things, going into the store and just be able to just press a button. Some of them actually like light up, some of them make sound and light up, and there's even one other Atlantis display where you had a yellow knob on the side and you can actually rotate the ship even without like electronics and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I thought this was just a big opportunity to put it into my collection, because usually, as I mentioned before, these shouldn't be on the retail market. And well, of course I was curious how my secondhand store got it, so I've asked him, and he said that there was just a big lot of Lego. He had like a lot of minifigures going on and like a lot of other stuff, and they just bought it in bulk, and within that bulk there were also a few of these retail display cases. So he still has some available from City, especially Police, and they also had Lego Friends display cases. They had big banners from City. They had one with a cop on there and one with one of those thieves, like the typical police minifigures that you know. They also had a big banner. And well, it is that I don't have anything from that theme, nor do I collect it, so I wanted to stay off of it. But I think it is very, very wanted, and it is a banner from Lego Chima, so I thought that was a really cool thing. But that one was available there in their retail store. You can still buy them today if you're interested. They ship all over the world, so if you're interested in having it, check them out. The link is in the description, by the way. I had to take the display case, and then I also found something, because I collect Star Wars. Of course I needed to grab something else. And that something else was this Maul Polybag. It is in sealed condition, and of course in Europe it is much rarer than in America, for example. As this one was available in America during 2012, if I'm not mistaken, and it was also available in the UK in a Legoland store. If you bought for 20 euros or pounds, probably pounds, worth of Lego Star Wars, you got this Polybag. In Europe it wasn't available, Australia wasn't available, New Zealand also not available, so all the other countries and all the regions you couldn't have this one. So 2012 Polybag, actually sealed condition, is very rare to still find. Well, BrickLink, it has a few of them, so if you're really interested in getting a Polybag like this, then of course you can buy it on BrickLink. Well, as I mentioned, BrickPlaats is also on BrickLink with their items and stuff. They try to restock up in every few weeks. They have like big containers in stock, but of course you cannot publish all of your good stuff already into day one, because then you lose all the good stuff and nobody's coming into their stores anymore. So it fully makes sense. But this Polybag I bought for 63 euro. It is displayed on Brickset as a value worth of 58 euro in new condition sealed. This one was the cheapest available in my own country, because the other lowest one was going for 66 euro. And while I was getting this retail display case anyway, I thought, let's treat myself and buy this one, because I do not have this one, and now I really need to find a good case for this. Because, for example, in America you have like these, I think they're called McKay's store, that they have like a case for this, which is a perfect fit. I wish we had something like this in Europe too. I've been trying to look for retail cases, but it's mostly going to be like jewelry boxes, and they're all just not the size. It should be around 6 inches by 6 inches, which is a roughly 15.4 centimeters by 15.4. So I think I would just have to measure this Polybag myself. Maybe it's 15 by 15 centimeters, so don't pin me fully on the measurements here. I think this is a really cool Polybag, and I'm very happy to own an expensive Polybag now. And you should enjoy Lego just by opening it up and building it. But some things, like this one, am I really going to sacrifice 63 euros to open this up, to have this minifigure out? Probably not. I probably keep it sealed until I want to do something else with it. Like maybe eventually I could always open it if it drops down in value. But that's just the point. Like, a lot of people are against opening sets. I'm not going to open this retail case because I can't. Well, I can by unscrewing it, but it's fully glued, so I would totally screw up this case. But some stuff is just very valuable, very rare, and very hard to obtain. It has a history, and to have it then in sealed mint condition, I think it is just worth just leaving it sealed. For example, I have the Master Builder Series Cantina set, and I think it looks better in the box. It is also easier to display it in the box because it is so big in width. It wouldn't fit in my cases, but I still want to display it. Currently it doesn't have a good display location, but sometimes it makes it easier to display something when it's still sealed. So there you go. So that was kind of it for this video. Me and this shark minifigure will say thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to subscribe and like to not miss out on any of the future content. Besides this retail case and doing these type of haul videos, I'm also doing videos, for example, building a big Coruscant city on this table like this. So I don't know how long I can do these reviews because eventually it should be all covered by a city. So yeah, if you're interested in watching some of these city builds or other hauls or other videos, check my YouTube channel down below, and while you're there already, make sure to subscribe and like this video as well. Leave your thoughts about this retail case. Do you have a retail case? Do you have any Atlantis sets? What are your nostalgic history thoughts about Atlantis? Do you even know Atlantis? Very cool. In general, thank you once again.